Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm rolling, scrolling around, checking some boxing news and stuff, trying to get my information on, see what's going down. You know what I mean? I know we about to get the Lomachenko fight with your boy Campbell, whatever. I just don't think, it's going to be that great of a fight. But I could be wrong there. Might put that in another video because I'm more hyped about the undercard there. But we'll get to that. That's pretty big, because, numbers 2 or 3 pound for pound is in it. So, something. But listen, biggest news for me was I found an article about middleweight champ Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? I found an article because I'm telling you, they try to make it look like a dude is extinct and they doesn't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? You can't find, like the WBO champion unless you go to the museum. That's what they trying to do to this dude. So I'm like, okay, there ain't going to be no articles about him, right? Because what that's not going to be said is we could have had an undisputed middleweight champion if Canelo would have fought on the Mexican date, whatever he wanted, and had an undisputed fight with this guy, Demetrius Andrade, 28-0, 17 KOs, 2 division weight champion that has been calling him out since he's an infant. I always say that, right? They were at 154, and the article was saying about, he went to 154, was asking, winning the whole time, but asking to fight people. And they said, go get a title. Then he does that, and they still don't want to fight him, right? He had contract issues, lost the WBO championship. They stripped him of it, gave it to Liam Smith, right? Then Canelo fights him. Things like that. All of these times, right? And now you're the middleweight, and you will have the only belt that Canelo didn't have, and then he didn't do it. That's when the IBF stripped him, and that's when all this stuff went down. Right now, we got a franchise champion. Now we got a franchise champion for the WBC, and we got a regular champion or the normal champion for the WBC. So many names you can't even keep up with, can you? Right? Hey, the champion in the middleweight division, stand up. Right? How many people stand up, man? That's what I be talking about. So let's just be real. About 5, 6 people stand up with attitude, thinking that hey, I'm the champion in here. Shoot, Golovkin is still stand up quiet as kept. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That's what they need to mention when they mention Demetrius Andrade, and this article didn't, right? And the things that's happening to the man should be illegal, man. If these guys don't want to fight him, Canelo or Gennady Golovkin, right? And the article says that. That's what upsets me. The article said at the end, neither Gennady Golovkin or Canelo should be accused of ducking Andrade. And because he's meaning that they're going on to fight, because Golovkin's going to fight Derevyanchenko for the vacant IBF title, right? But mind you, that's a pretty hard fight, right? And Canelo is going 2 weight divisions up to fight Kovalev, which is a pretty hard fight, right? So that way we can get around it. Canelo, no, you could have been undisputed. Hey, you, Gennady Golovkin, you could have fought Demetrius Andrade before you fought Vanis Matterrosen, right? Weight division lower than you. You could have done that then. The WBO champ was right there asking to fight you. Oh, and by the way, you're going to fight Derevyanchenko. You got stripped of your title for not fighting Derevyanchenko. So now you're going to do it and we're going to give you props? No, we're not. Bottom line here is your boy Demetrius Andrade should be, boom, I'm the best middleweight. They supposed to put him up there. Because listen, while we're talking all of this, I've seen pound for pound list lately that will put Canelo number 1. Sometimes I've seen him above Lomachenko a time or two, right? And then they put Lomachenko up, most of the time, right? Which is all blasphemous anyway. Terrence Crawford is that, period. And it's not even a discussion really, but, you can make it an argument for whatever. But my argument for any of those guys, you say, well, it should be Canelo. Then I'm going with Alexander Usyk. Yeah, it could be Golovkin. I'm damn sure going with Alexander Usyk. Lomachenko, Usyk. Then, you know what I'm saying? That's the only one that could argue with Terrence Crawford, in my opinion. Right now, if your name ain't Deontay Wilder. That's another story, too. But all this stuff we're talking about, at the end of the day, you should have mentioned in every article going forward, then you're talking middleweight, that we could have had an undisputed middleweight champion if Canelo would have fought this guy, Demetrius Andrade. And regardless, like the article was asking, well, where does he go from here? Where he should be going is higher than both of these guys on the pound for pound list. So forcing them to fight them, making sure he gets some more money because people realize that he's the guy that they won't fight. So make sure that everybody knows it, which you don't want to do, right? So that's what you do. Make sure the guy, is above them, and go from there, right? You can't have these other guys in front of him in these pound for pound lists or rankings or anything, right? Because that is where the problem is. We're just saying, okay, we're going to anoint guys, and guys like this are being ignored and can't get fights, and then people turn around and say, well, they haven't fought anybody. But we have it documented for years that he hasn't been getting these fights. So it's time to anoint the man, right? Because this stuff should be illegal, to be honest with you. Done with sports talk worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.